right here on Twisted Mix, Penn's Peak Radio. It's Kara in the studio with you this morning. This Wednesday morning here. And I'm very excited because on the phone with me this morning, I have a man who you all should know. They've become kind of a staple here at Penn's Peak, a hometown Lehigh Valley band, blues, rock. It's going to be awesome. Craig Thatcher's Electric Trio is going to be here this Saturday night up at Penn's Peak. And I have Craig on the phone with me this morning. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning. How's everything in Pennsylvania?
Well, we're waiting for you to come back because then maybe it'll get sunny.
We'll bring the sun and the warm temperatures.
I am so looking forward to that. Thank you. That's all we need.
You're welcome. Sure.
Oh, so yeah, you guys have kind of become a staple here at Penn's Peak. We always love when you guys are playing the stage.
Well, thank you. We've opened for many acts there, and of course we do the deck parties, which are always a blast.
Mm-hmm.
But Craig Stilling asked us to do this indoor show, which we're really looking forward. We're stoked.
Yeah, and we're stoked to have you. So it's the Electric Trio. Now,
yes.
Explain to people what exactly that is.
Well, the Craig Thatcher Band has a lot of different members, but the trio is the core of the band. And for many years, we just did a trio. Mm-hmm. And the trio consists of Wade Leonard on bass and vocals, and Don Plowman on drums, and myself. And so we build the rest of the band around that when we bring other guitar players, keyboard players, vocalists, so on and so forth. So what we do is two trio shows electrically. One is the Cream Show and one is the Jimi Hendrix Show. Mm-hmm. And again, these are tributes, both of them, to the music of, not like a tribute band per se. Mm-hmm. So we also have an acoustic trio. So that's why I distinguish this between the electric, where I play acoustic guitar and Don plays all percussion and the cajon drum, the box drum, and then we use bass. So I'm just distinguishing between the electric and the acoustic trio.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that would not be appropriate for Jimi Hendrix.
Well, yeah, it would definitely be a different thing.
Yes, it would. Although we do some material that way, but I don't think that's what they'd want to see Saturday night. So.
Well, then they have to go see your acoustic part as well.
That's right.
That's how they have to do it. So for the Electric Trio, this Saturday night, it's all about the Jimi Hendrix music.
Yes, it is. The music
so
of Jimi Hendrix.
What for you stuck out, and how did this all come about? Why did you want to do Jimi Hendrix music?
Well, the main thing is Hendrix was such an influence on my early playing days. You know, I was around. I was playing guitar for several years when I first heard of him in 1967. Mm-hmm. And, prior to that, it all started with the Beatles. Mm-hmm. And then I went to John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, and I was enamored by that playing. And that's when I really started getting my blues roots together, and then I started delving back into the early Americana and the early American roots, 30s and 40s, so on. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Jimi Hendrix. I didn't even know what that was he was playing. I mean, most of us were like, what is that instrument?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a guitar. Whoa.
Yeah.
So, kind of brought that into the fold, and started working on that music. And, of course, back then, I had no idea that, a Stratocaster could sound like that, because nobody around my area or that I was listening to playing a Strat sounded like that. Mm-hmm. It was a one of a kind. I didn't realize you had to have a Marshall amplifier cranked to the max where, to get that sound, because I'm wondering, I plug into my little amp with a Strat and go, why can't I get this sound? So fast forward to today, and now we can get that sound. So that makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah. So when you're recreating this music, are you mm-hmm. sitting down with the albums or the tracks and you're listening to it and playing it out, or how are you doing this?
Well, most of it is stuff that we've learned through the years, and what we do is get together and we rehearse it and just put the form together, mm-hmm. Beginnings endings, so on and so forth, which, many bands do the same thing.
Yeah.
But again, I want to emphasize, we're not a note-for-note,
okay,
because these players, Cream and Hendrix and so forth, they weren't notes, and they changed every night.
Yeah.
I have, numerous versions of the same songs, and they're always different. So what we do is we get the style and the sound down, and then we incorporate our own ideas and, our own hearts and souls are put into that music. So, yes, there are a few things like, for instance, The Wind Cries Mary. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to change that guitar solo? Mm-hmm. It is so perfect for that song. So, yeah, we'll play that song, at least the solo section. I'll do what he did on there. Yeah. But there's so many other things. You take licks. Just guitar players, borrow or lift licks from other players. Mm-hmm. So you get those ideas and you incorporate them in with everything else that you're doing. So when I say note for note, I mean we're not a cover band that back in the 70s and 80s, the cover bands, they would see, they would cover every little nuance and note. I could never do that. It just never was me, but I would get the main concept and the idea and maybe some key licks and just incorporate those. And so that's what we do.
That's awesome. And for personally myself, when I'm listening to a rock and roll band and rock and roll shows, exactly, you're not going to hear the same thing every night, which is also awesome. For me personally, I think you're getting that once in a lifetime experience.
What it is, it's built on improvisation.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So you take the tools that that you acquired over the years of playing, and you improvise in the style of. And that's basically what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's awesome, and I am personally very excited to see this and what you guys have to offer everyone. If you're just tuning in, I'm chatting with Craig of Craig Thatcher's Electric Trio. They are playing here at Penn's Peak this Saturday night, April 28th. And, 29th? Woo! April 29th. That would have been wrong. Unless they want to sit here overnight and they could be front row, that might be good.
I'm flying home that day, so I can't do that.
Okay. I've got your chance to win a pair of tickets coming up in a little bit. So, Craig, what exactly can people, other than that, expect Saturday night? Are we talking hits, deep cuts? What do you got going on?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, we of course, you're going to hear the songs that we all know, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Cries Mary and Fire and Purple Haze. I'd be remiss to leave those out. But we do some deep tracks. Mm-hmm. We do some from the Band of Gypsies. Some things like Power of Soul and Message to Love that you really don't hear. Mm-hmm. You don't. If you listen to some deep tracks radio stations, you might once in a while hear these things, but it's not the everyday stuff. And it's some of the stuff that really intrigued me. Of course, I like the beginning music that he played on the first album, but as he progressed, it got so deeper and deeper, and it really drew me in. He stopped the showmanship thing and started playing music, and the showmanship and his musicianship got him to where he could be noticed, and then he could do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And at the end, unfortunately, his early, untimely demise, by that time, he was headed in a completely different direction, and we cover a lot of that material.
Okay. That's awesome.
And I'm also trying something different, or I should say we're trying something different, is we're going to have some projections behind us, like the Joshua Light Show stuff. I'm working on that with the tech guys up there, because it's so cool to see that behind the band when you're playing. I always love those Fillmore shows.
Yeah.
You would see the Joshua Light Show doing this, and it's like a liquid psychedelic experience, a visual experience, without actually leaving the place. And so we're attempting that this week, and I'm hoping that this is going to work for us. Okay. So it should be a visual experience as well.
Yeah. Literally Jimi Hendrix experience, no pun intended. I'm like already getting chills. I'm so excited.
Cool.
Everyone needs to come out to this show. What else did 2017 have going on for you guys?
Well, I tour worldwide for Martin Guitar. That's why I'm on the road right now. I'm in Florida this week. I was in Texas last week, but I was in England the week before that.
Wow.
London. I go all over Asia, South Africa, all over Europe, northern, eastern, Czechoslovakia. Well, Czech Republic and Slovakia. Two different places. Croatia, you name it.
Wow.
Anywhere that Martin Guitar goes, they send me, and I do this work. And then I work with an artist in Chile, Manuel Garcia. So in 2 weeks, I head down there, and our drummer, Don Plowman, and the keyboard player who works with us normally, Cliff Starkey, he'll be heading down with us, too, and we're down there for 3 weeks.
Wow.
We're doing Chile and Argentina and Peru, and we play for some pretty big crowds down there. In January, I played for 50,000 people with Manuel at the Santiago Soccer Stadium. That was an experience.
I bet. Well, this is kind of off topic, but going these places, do you pick up different music techniques that you're finding?
Sure, different musical styles. I'm always jamming with other players, and there was a time way back where I lived in Panama for 2 years, and I really got into the Latin music and the rhythms that would come over from Spain and up from South America. And I've written a lot of songs that have these rhythms in them. And so I'm influenced heavily by a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
No matter where we go, if it's up in Canada, we'll play. I go to Vancouver in June. I'll be there, and I've done the eastern part several times. And you get a French, influence in that area. And wherever I go, I play my blues. I play a lot of acoustic country style blues, and also some like Celtic music, dadgad tuning, and all fingerstyle acoustic guitar. And then I get with other players and get what they're getting, like in Italy.
Yeah.
We'll go over there, and my goodness, there are fantastic guitar players in Italy, all throughout the country. And I pick up stuff, and they pick up stuff, and we share it, and it's so much fun.
I love that. That's so, eye-opening of an experience, even just listening to it.
It is. You get out of your little cocoon, your little safety net area, and you go out there, and you find out what else is going on in the world. And you go like, whoa, I'm so minuscule in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Here I thought, things were... No, you get out there, and you're finally like, wow. So, fortunately, it's accepted what I do, what we do as a band, and... You asked the band, Music Fest, of course. This will be the 27th year that we're playing at Music Fest.
Yes,
so
always
there, and so
that's a plus.
That's fun. Always fun.
Always good. So, Craig, how can people check you out? Your website to find your show dates?
Yeah, the website has the show dates, but that's about the only thing that's been updated. I usually have some time to sit down with a web guy who's going to redesign but it's redesigned. I just have some stuff to do on my part.
Yeah.
But the schedule is on there. But Facebook, if just Craig Thatcher, or the Craig Thatcher Band, I have 2 Facebook pages, and I always post the events on there. Like for instance, this Saturday night has been well advertised on those sites. And, Facebook would be great.
All right. So Facebook, check them out there. Craig, thank you so much for just taking a little bit of time out of your morning. We're very much looking forward to your style that's going to be coming here Saturday night. It's always excited to see you guys perform. Well, we love playing there. Everybody's so kind, and we've had so many great experiences at Penn's Peak. I can't tell you. It goes back about 10 years now. Yeah. And we've had some wonderful, wonderful times up there. Well, we're going to add more. Yes. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Bring the sun with you, please. Yes. Okay. And maybe the ocean, too. Ooh, please do that as well. All right, Craig. You have a great rest of your day. We'll see you Saturday. All righty. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.